Are you an international organization employee and thinking about giving up your green card or U.S. citizenship? Wait, don't do that until you watch this video. Hi, I'm Dale Mason, and I've been specializing in international organization employee taxation and financial matters for about 15 years now. So today we're going to talk about the so-called exit tax and how it may affect certain international organization employees. Today I'm just going to talk about the exit tax rules that I mainly see in practice, and so I'm not going to talk about all the exit tax rules in this video. If you're considering giving up your U.S. citizenship or your green card, and you receive a retirement pension or will be receiving a retirement pension from either the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, or the Inter-American Development Bank, you should be aware that you may be subject to a very large U.S. exit tax liability if you abandon your citizenship or you relinquish your green card, having previously held it for more than 7 years. You see, in June 2008, Congress enacted the current version of the so-called exit tax. Now, this applies to certain U.S. citizens and U.S. long-term residents. You say, what is a long-term resident? A long-term resident is an individual who's held their green card in at least 8 years of the prior 15 years and then abandons it. Now, these exit tax rules apply to individuals who are considered quote-unquote covered expatriates. A covered expatriate is an individual who gives up his or her citizenship or long-term residency status, people again holding their green cards for more than 7 years and then relinquish it, and meet one of the following criteria. Number one, the individual's annual net income tax liability for the 5 years prior to expatriation, that is when they gave up their citizenship or green card, was greater than $171,000. Now that's the 2020 amount. Or the individual's net worth is $2 million or more. Or the individual fails to certify on a Form 8854, the exit tax form, that he or she has met their U.S. tax obligations for the prior 5-year period. Now, it's important to note that to calculate your net worth, you include the fair market value of all your worldwide assets, and that will be reduced by your worldwide liabilities. Also important to note is that you include as an asset, this is very important, the present value of the gross amount of any retirement pensions you may have, including those from the World Bank, the IMF, the Inter-American Development Bank, etc. So, many of my clients who are international organization employees and who have been employed by an international organization for many, many years typically have a net worth of over $2 million. Why? Mainly due to the present value of their international organization pension. This makes them covered expatriates if they should give up their citizenship or green card, and therefore they would be subject to the exit tax. So how is the exit tax calculated? One of the exit tax provisions provides that a covered expatriate is required to calculate the gain on all of his or her assets as if those assets were sold on the day before expatriation when they gave up their citizenship or green card. And they pay an exit tax on the capital gain above a certain exclusion amount. Now, the exclusion amount is a very large $737,000 in 2020. So, if this deemed sale of all your assets results in a gain of less than $737,000, then you have no exit tax under this particular rule. However, most of my international organization clients typically don't have this much gain in their real estate, stock holdings, and their other assets. So they don't pay an exit tax on this deemed sale of their worldwide assets. But what many of my international organization employee clients are liable to is the exit tax on their international organization employee pension. You see, Under the Exattacks rules, the World Bank, the IMF, the Inter-American Development Bank have pensions that are considered to be ineligible deferred compensation. Now, this is a technical term because these pensions are deemed to be, and they're considered to be foreign pensions and are paid by a foreign payor, the international organization. So under the Exattacks rules, a covered expatriate is treated as having received the entire present value of his or her pension on the day before he or she gave up his citizenship or green card, and there is no exemption amount. There is no $737,000 exemption. There is no exemption amount. If these international organization employees trigger the Exattacks, they'll be subject to income tax on their last U.S. income tax return equal to the entire taxable portion of the present value of their international organization pension. This amount must be reported as income on the covered expatriate's income tax return for the year of expatriation. Now, I've seen cases where the Exattacks on international organizations' employees' pensions are over $300,000. Many green card holders that I've known, after spending some of their retirement years in the U.S., decide that it's time to return to their home country. And many decide that they need to give up their green card, return to their home country to take care of their elderly parents, or they just want to retire there. So then they're stuck. They can't live abroad indefinitely and continue to hold their green card. So what should you do? I strongly recommend that even before you decide, you G4s especially, even before you decide to apply for a green card, that you have a consultation in order to do the proper planning so you don't wind up paying a huge Exattacks. The U.S. Exattacks is so very complex, and I've only been able to provide you with a brief summary today. If you need any assistance, contact me. I work with tax return preparation firms and a financial advisory firm to assist international organization employees with all their financial matters. Please look below at the notes under Professional Alliance for International Organization Employees. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm Dale Mason.